Okay, hopefully this video right here will help you with how to conduct research for your research paper. If you feel like you're getting stuck, I just want to go through this slide presentation with you very quickly. Okay, so what to navigate or building digital literacy. Some of the search terms to put into Google. Those are some things that we'll learn about. Which results to click on, how to determine credible sources, how to process, synthesize, evaluate, and present current information, how to back up research by combining multiple sources of information, and how to cite your sources correctly. So those are our objectives as you go through this slide presentation. Here's a 5-step search process. First, you want to clarify. Then you want to search. You need to delve a little bit deeper, evaluate, and then cite. And I'll get into each one of these steps in a little more detail. So what does it mean to clarify? You need to stop and take a second to think about what you're actually looking for. Say, for example, the psychological lens. One way to view Lords of the Flies. Psychological lens is a pretty broad term. So we need to stop and think about, okay, how can I drill down on that a little bit? And so if you were to type in psychology and Lord of the Flies, this is what you would find. You've got psychological allegory in William Golding's Lord of the Flies. But people also asked, and they talk about Lord of the Flies gives an intriguing view of human behavior. Okay, it talks about society. It talks about rules, civilized society. These are all search terms. Society would be a little more narrow than just psychology, so the psychology of society. And then we could drill it down and make it even more narrow and say civilized society. Okay? There's also the id, the ego, and the superego. So you've got three main characters, Jack, Ralph, and Piggy, that represent the id, the ego, and the superego. So these are terms that you could drill down and do research on as well. Another term that you could actually deal with on psychology is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And this is something else that you could take a look at. And what are the 7 levels? Okay. All right. So as we go back to narrow down our terms, you need to brainstorm a little bit. Maybe you can stop and think of other terms outside of what you just searched for. Maybe you could look for some synonyms. Go to the thesaurus and look for synonyms of the words that you're looking for. What are some synonyms of psychology? Research questions. Can you put your information that you're looking for in the terms of question? What are the effects or what are examples of civilized society might be an example, or maybe even a mind map. Okay? Then you need to search. Simple search terms, important keywords. Again, you can put in psychology, you could put civilized society, you could put dystopian society, okay? Dystopian society is going to be one that is not going to be very civilized. You can alter your search terms and get more specific with the search criteria. Use quotation marks if you want to get words in the exact order. So leadership styles is an example here, and you could put that in quotation marks. Here is a link for 12 search tips. As you read through this, it gives you 12 different search tips that you can use. I would say that the words, the ones that might work for you the best, might put number 8 right here, put or between each search query, for example, marathon or race, okay? You might also want to, number 10, put related in quotation marks in front of any web address you already know, for example, related time.com. Okay, so that would be anything related to possibly something you're already searching for. Okay, you can look through these different examples right now, and that should help you as well. Delve a little bit deeper, knowing what to click on once you have found some information. Try to look beyond just the few first search results. Okay, I'm going to encourage you to go down the list and look a little bit deeper. Look at the URL and the domain. Make sure that they are reliable sources, and open sites in new tabs. When you do that, you can right click on your mouse or your Chromebook pad and open your tab in a new or open your site in a new tab so that you don't lose what you're currently searching on your previous tab. Evaluate. You can use Command F to search a page. So if I go back to here, I might say I do a search. If I do Command F, it will pop up a search box, and so I could put and so if I type in a word and click enter or return, it's going to highlight those words for me inside the article. Okay. Let's say, for example, I wanted to do Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I find an article. Go on Wikipedia. I can do Command F. And so if I type safety in, it'll show everywhere within the article the word safety shows up. Don't believe everything you read, so make sure that when you find a site, maybe cross-reference a couple of other sites to make sure that that information is credible. .gov and .edu are government websites and educational websites, so they should be reliable. Look at the biography of the author. Look at the design of the web page, and then also take a look at the sources as well to make sure that these sources are credible. A couple of things that might work for you. Citation Generator is a link that I've provided for you here. You will want to make sure that you are using MLA style. And so you can go ahead and type or paste your work to start citing in here. Another site, I don't know if you pronounce it Wakelet or Wakelet, but this right here is a place that you can keep track of your sources. And so if you start a free account, it will allow you to plug in the information from your source, and you can keep track of everything. Okay. All right, so if you have any questions, please let me know.